Hi, do you hope everyone? My name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome to the GG Over Easy podcast. In today's episode, we talk about the Freak Leaks, aka Game Freak got hacked, an insane amount of Pokemon leaks, and some just wild out of pocket stories.
We have a 1-hour interview with the Typhlosion. You'll want to stick around for that.
Exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Did he
GG
beat
over
the
easy.
allegations? Find out.
I'm
still a fan.
sorry. I apologize.
My bad.
We talk about
My
a
truth.
couple other things: Dragonball, still Halo Studios, Starfield, Q&A, Final Fantasy.
And I will say stick around because we do have a Q&A question where we find out, would we rather eat a dick and sit on a cake or sit on a dick and wait, would we rather eat a dick
Yes.
and sit on a cake or sit on a dick and eat a cake? And the
With
answers
us
may
enjoy
shock
today's
you.
episode.
This episode of the GG Over Easy's podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Halloween lets us have fun with what scares us, but what about those fears that don't involve zombies and ghosts? Like fears like self-deprecation, fears of abandonment, all things that therapy can help with. And that's where BetterHelp steps in. BetterHelp showed me and gave me the tools to help me with my fears. They were very professional. They listened to me. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at no additional charge. Overcome your fears with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/GG today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG to get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast episode. This one,
246.
BlueWestlo is back with ya boys.
I'm back.
Good to see you all.
Yay.
Good to have you back. We've missed
Yay.
you.
I'm back, ho.
Thanks.
And today is a new day. New day full of things to talk about. And a new day for us to talk about those things, as well as probably try to get the things we mean to get to, but don't, and go on tangents, and try to get to Q&A, but then probably don't get to as much. It's another episode of GG Over Easy. Welcome back. How we doing, boys?
Not as good as Typhlosion, that's for sure.
Oh my God. We'll talk about that.
We'll
We'll talk about all of that. You know, we
I
don't get into it.
only know, like, yeah, I do, because I only got into the surface level of things, and well, okay, let me show it from my perspective. So for those that don't know, I think Pokemon had the biggest leak that they've ever, or like the biggest.
This is
what?
This is the biggest. This is definitely the biggest leak they've ever had. Not even close, because I mean they leaked. So for reference, they leaked. Like, I'm talking everything. They leaked so much behind the scenes stuff. They leaked
like
concept
beta
art.
Pokemon.
They leaked beta Pokemon.
Sprites.
And we're talking source code. We're talking source code. And then
there was like lore of like the Pokemon universe.
Now it should be noted before we start, it is all non-canon, because when you read it, it's very clearly them, just spitballing, just throwing stuff at a wall, just thinking about legends, like, oh, like, let's make some like silly folk tales that like they would probably tell their kids. But there's one folk tale in particular that
there's a couple
got a little freaky. There are a couple that got freaky, but this one got the freakiest. And I'm sure even if you're not a Pokemon person, if you're someone who's just like on the fringe of Pokemon, you've probably seen this all over Twitter. Typhlosion is not beating the allegations. Somehow overnight, Vaporeon went from the most uncomfortably sexualized Pokemon to like maybe top 20. Rob, I want to know what you
fell down 20 spots,
dude.
Okay,
crazy.
so what I've seen is so what I got a TLDR is Typhlosion. Okay, and first of all, let me state this first, because I am a Typhlosion fan, and I'm still a Typhlosion fan. All right, let me say that. I love Typhlosion, okay? I don't love that Typhlosion, okay? There are millions of Typhlosions.
We do not claim him. We do not claim him.
There's a million. No, we don't claim that Typhlosion, okay? We claim the Typhlosion that was in my, Hall of Fame. We claim those Typhlosions.
Okay.
But what I saw is that Typhlosion was like in a village and kidnapped like a little girl, and he forced her to have a baby, and that is all I know.
So let me give you a TLDR. The Typhlosion kidnapped this girl. The Typhlosion was disguised as a guy, which is like, how does a Typhlosion just disguise itself as a man? Whatever.
He turns off his flames.
Oh, wait, true. No, wait, you're kind of spinning. So the Typhlosion then essentially gaslights this girl for, I don't even know how long. I forgot. She has a child. The father ends up killing the Typhlosion. And then
I didn't know that.
And then a bunch of the villagers, start teasing Typhlosion, teasing the Typhlosion wife and child. And then one day, the wife and child just turn into Typhlosions, and no one ever sees them again. So the whole moral of the story is Typhlosion's not beating the allegations, and also apparently in their little spitballing session, the folklore tale, those Typhlosions were half human Typhlosions.
Does it even look like?
Well, no, the thing is like the implication was that Typhlosion is half human. Like, I don't know, dude. Obviously this is not canon, but
in this extended canon, like in this extended universe,
in the extended,
this is not
in the extended, they were just writing some crazy folklore shit.
Maybe this is Game Freak's headcanon. We don't know.
Now there was also another one about Octillery. Octillery be getting freaky. I don't want to go crazy into it, but basically Octillery be getting freaky. Octillery be getting used as a fleshlight for some people, and then be getting thrown back into the ocean after. And then
hey, all consensual, right?
And then the Octillery
like, hey.
And then the Octillery be like, yo, I have a child for you. I'm gonna leave it at the ocean at like fucking 4 p.m. You have to stop by. And it's like, whoa, that Octillery just left a child for me. I don't know how the Octillery left a human baby, but whatever. There's another one where slaking. This girl was
that one too.
When shit hits the fan. Are you still a fan?
There's one about slaking. This girl was basically like, this girl and her friends were basically like mutilating slack-offs and, you know, fucking with them. Even, you know, killing some, even though they might not have understood how they killed him or whatever. And then slaking, let's just say, forces a girl to have a child with him as revenge for the mutilation of the Slakoth population.
As any normal Pokemon would do.
And then that girl's friends end up killing that girl's Slakoth child because they don't know. And then, yeah, that girl ends up killing herself because her Slakoth child has been killed. And then the girls are like, wow, we fucked up. We're going to be allies to Slakoth for the rest of our lives. And it's like, it's like someone was on drugs when they were writing these stories, and or just on freak mode. And then some dude at the Pokemon
freaking game freak,
some dude at the Pokemon meeting was like, yo, whoever the higher up was like, yo, this shit is ass. We are not putting this in the game, bro. Do not let this leave the light of day. And do not let this see the light of day. Unfortunately, it did. There's another one with Rapidash, about a dude makes Rapidash his wife. Don't ask me how.
I mean, we've always had these questions. You know what I mean? Like, we've always had these kind of questions.
I actually really haven't.
You've never really thought about like what happens with like the sexual relationships between Pokemon and humans.
No. It's been forced. It's been forced onto me with people being like, haha.
You always got to think there's some freaky people in that universe. And those poor Pokemon. But I mean, sometimes the Pokemon seem to be the weird ones.
Yeah. There was another one with Lapras. There was another one with Lapras that seemed to be, it was really close to the Octillery story, where like Lapras was just on the beach, apparently caked up, just looking for it.
Well,
and the guy was like,
Lapras. Oh, Lapras. Oh,
yeah. Apparently Lapras was caked up, just being like, I wish someone, any human would come by.
Wasn't in these stories, man.
Luckily not, my friend. Luckily not.
Okay, he's clear.
So apparently Lapras was just asking to get caked up, and someone obliged. These
it's bad when Vaporeon's like, y'all freaky. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Vaporeon got off lucky. Vaporeon beat the allegations. Hypno beat the
Vaporeon
allegations.
didn't even
too.
have allegations. Wasn't it just some random 4chaner was like, I want to impregnate Vaporeon?
Okay, well, that
and
didn't
here's
stop the
why.
Pokemon.
And
That didn't stop the Pokemon from community from like running with it and being like, "Oh my
going
god,
like,
this
I
is it.
agree.
I agree."
What's
Yeah.
crazy is that I don't even know the whole Vaporeon thing. Never read it. I saw these leaks.
You're
Like,
lucky.
I ain't reading that.
You're a
That's
lucky man.
insane.
You're a lucky man.
I've already learned more than I've wanted to. I saw that stuff. I'm like, I'm out.
This is the only Krogunk leak that I saw, Mr. I liked it for you.
Oh, he's
That's
so
like-
cute.
It's like beta Krogunk.
They really made Krogunk
he
look a little more baby than he did before.
He did. Just a rough
that, was
little
the,
pixel.
that was the only Krogunk thing that I had seen.
On there.
So yeah, the
go
Pokemon leak
for it.
is one of the craziest leaks I've ever seen in my life.
Were there any cool leaks?
There were
No,
a lot
not
of cool
any Rule
leaks.
34 leaks.
There are a lot of cool leaks. There was actually a Blaziken scrapped Evo. It looked very similar to the
like
Lottie
Lotta
twins.
10 or whatever, yeah.
It looked
like
really cool.
Blazios.
And it looked so cool. I was like, Blaziken, I never really liked Blaziken. And so they definitely scrapped it because it looked too close to the Lottie twins. And people would have been like, is there a relation to it? But the Torchic Evo line looked so much cooler than what we got. There was this really cool chameleon that it kind of seemed like they like turned into Gudra, but there's a sick ass chameleon Pokemon that I was like, damn, we got robbed.
I saw this one like Skull Ram thing. He looked pretty cool.
The one that everyone was super mad that we didn't get. It was like this skull bird.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about.
It was like a skull
That was cool.
bird that looked super sick. It was so cool. It had like a big ass like hammer on its head, and apparently like the Pokedex entry was that it was like it would heat up its head and like smash people with it. And I was like, damn, we did get robbed. That thing was sick.
I saw Mudkip wasn't originally a starter, and it was like some weird bunny thing.
A lot of people
Well,
really
I
liked.
thought he looked cool.
A lot of people really liked that little bunny. It was pretty adorable.
Mudkip clears.
Mudkip.
There's an alternate timeline.
I do think Mudkip clears. I thought that bunny was given a little too much Digimon. So
Come on, man.
did you? Were you the bunny?
You liked the bunny?
I never thought about this or Mudkip. I was just like, oh, that looks cool. But I'm trying to see because like there are still leaks coming out every day.
Oh yeah.
I do remember seeing one of the first leaks, the character sheet for like Skyla. Game Freak really do be down bad, bro. They're like
Jennifer Lopez, Latina.
Yeah, we want like sexy, hot, hips, Latina. Think Jennifer Lopez.
Shadow
I'm
the
like, what
Hedgehog wrote that. Shadow the Hedgehog working for Game Freak. I
was
love
like,
Latinas.
sure. I
Is that
respect it.
a deep cut? Is that a deep cut meme no one knows about? That's fair.
So there's a funny meme, and this is based off like I don't know on the leaks. There was like this whole lore of legendary Pokemon and like the universe of Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
So and one of the legendary Pokemon not in there is Darkrai, but Gyarados is like in like the thing, and it's like all the legendary Pokemon talking. It says, "Sorry, Darkrai, but I don't think you qualify as a legendary Pokemon." And then it says, "This isn't Darkrai going. This is bullshit. You let Gyarados in." And then Gyarados goes, Gyaradosing out is an important part of the creation myth. The creation myth, read the fucking Bible. Like,
it's so weird. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, obviously not cool part about it. Well, I mean, leaks as a whole. I mean, Game Freak obviously didn't ever want the stuff be public for a reason. A bunch of the personal information got leaked. Not cool. Like
Yeah, that was extremely
like
uncool.
2,200 employees,
Yeah.
names, addresses,
Really?
personal info. Yeah.
Yep.
oh, that sucks.
Most of the
So
big
obviously that's not cool.
Yeah, most of the big I mean pretty much all the big accounts aren't covering that. They're like, yeah, like please don't fucking please don't publicize that stuff. But they're like Pokemon info? Like
I mean, yeah, I do like seeing a peek behind the curtain,
yep.
but like at what cost? Would rather I don't know why they don't just like show some of the stuff. I think it's fascinating.
Like
or
be a
like
little bit more open about it. Like this is what like we could have had. Like
What I will
yeah, or
say
like all the beta sprites were like these are the beta things, this is how it looked.
and what I will say is
Oh,
this
is
means
the Skullbird.
So sick.
Oh, that is cool.
So sick.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say is that this is going to make Pokemon fan games bang. Because if this source code is just out there for everyone, the source code for what seems like even up to the new...
Was it Pearl?
No. The source code for like what is allegedly the source code for all the games leading up to now.
Yeah.
Jeez.
If I'm not
Is-
mistaken, it was like Hard Gold, Soul Silver, Black, White, X, Y.
And they're still finding more stuff. So
I
like,
haven't. Yeah,
And
I don't
source
know if
code
I
just
heard
means
about
like
Sun and
basically
Moon
like
and
the
rest,
building
but-
blocks of those games.
source
right?
code
Like,
means
basically
the whole game, like the game, its building blocks. So this just means fan stuff going forward is going to be some real high quality shit because they don't have to make all the stuff themselves. They have all of the engineering under the hood right there laid out for them. So it's going to be,
I did see they found Game Freak's literal map generator for like Pokemon
Yeah,
Ruby
yeah.
and or Sapphire and Emerald. That was pretty cool to see. I
A
mean,
map
of course, for Game
generator?
Freak's not great. Yeah, but like how they would generate the tiles and stuff for the maps and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So for
Oh.
modders, yeah, I'm sure it's crazy. And I sort of read the difference of like why is source code so much more important for fan games, and yeah, there's just so much more control now rather than only being able to tinker certain things or blah blah blah. So
Mm-hmm.
be cool to see what people do with it. Honestly, I was just sitting here because we haven't heard anything from Pokemon. I was just more so like, yo, what the fudge are like, what's like ZA about? And I mean, a lot of it too, I take everything with a grain of salt unless there's anything. It's like Leaker says they have fully playable ZA beta on PC or whatever. Or like
Is that
PC
like
build.
the newest Pokemon or something?
So it's not even
Yeah,
out
it comes
yet.
out next year. And I mean, all we've gotten is an announcement. It's supposed to come out next year. But
It's
we
called
don't- we don't have-
ZA.
It's Pokemon Legends ZA. It's the
Oh.
next edition, like or entry into the Legends thing because we got Legends Arceus first, and now
Oh, okay.
this is like the XY version or something.
Oh, okay.
But I just want to know new stuff. I mean, I like seeing all the cool older things, or like seeing like scrap designs, or this is what it looked like before they iterated and blah blah blah. You guys, like I just want to know a little bit of something about what's going on. And they have like some, but again too, with all the new stuff that we haven't seen, I take it all with a grain of salt too, because it's just like, well, they say it's blah blah blah. There's no, I'm like, I don't know. Gen 10 is supposed to be like an archipelago with a bunch of islands. And ZA, I don't remember seeing too
Like
much, but I guess
Indonesia
it's
type shit.
I don't know.
Like Singapore.
I heard archipelago. I'm like, wow. Tim did it first. And then
Temtem should sue.
yeah, ZA is I guess just Kalos City, but there's like 5 or 6 different places in it. Blah blah blah.
Oh,
They went back. Unfortunately, they went back and were able to look at like XY files, and there was only one mega in the files that we never got. So they're like, ooh, how many like scrap megas? And so they looked at all the mega orbs. The only one we missed out on was Mega Jinx. I'm not upset.
Did they show what Mega Jinx looked like?
I don't think so.
not yet.
Oh.
It's just a bummer.
Not yet, Blue says. They'll
It
find
would have been cool to know though if they had planned more to see. Because it is crazy seeing some of the footage of like betas for like X and Y of like when they had placeholders in battle, but like there was this like dynamic camera they scrapped, but
That
it
looks
looked
so
pretty cool. Or, like,
cool.
I saw,
different
like,
animations and
There was like they scrapped like if you have a shiny, there's like a sparkling that came off of the shiny the
I'm
whole
cool
time.
that they
like,
got rid of
scrapped
that because, like, for the whole battle, that would have been a little. Yeah, it would have been a
Oh,
little
really?
much.
I like that.
I think for it was also maybe X and Y they scrapped a gym leader idea, which sounded cool. After the game, players essentially get their own gym, and then they can set it up, and which we
Like
talked
other
about this
people
before, like other games have done
online
it.
could like go to your gym and shit. It
challenge
looked
your
really
gyms
cool.
and- Yeah, I was like, wow,
That's
we
a
didn't
cool
get that.
concept.
And I guess they were already ideating on raids for X and Y. We never got them until Sword and Shield. But it's just cool, like taking a little peek and seeing them, all the stuff they were working on, or like what we eventually did or didn't get, or how
Well, it's so
things
funny.
changed.
It was like, oh my god, these Pokemon leaks are so fun. Look at this. Look at Beta Zigzagoon. Hey, by the way,
And then the-
Typhlosion. Yeah, it was
oh.
literally like
It was like, Yay, Zigzagoon! Typhlosion did what?
It was there's that meme of the calendar of like who's next, and it's 2024, and every month there's like a
Oh
picture of
yeah,
like the person that came out as like some sexual predator or something.
yeah.
And so like last month was Diddy, and then before that I think it was like Dr. Disrespect, and it keeps going back. And then October was Typhlosion, and they're like, what's next? um,
It's funny.
yeah, so the leaks, there's interesting stuff. Obviously, it was a malicious leak
No,
or
no
malicious
new
hack.
gen stuff. Like no new
Um,
gen Pokemon were leaked or anything like that.
Not that we know of yet, but
I don't think.
Are they
seen
still
anything.
like releasing stuff?
they're
Like,
still going
Yeah.
through the files because there's
jeez.
that much stuff.
And who is they? Like
apparently
just some random hacking group? Like has somebody
some
taken
random
responsibility?
hacking, some random hack. I'm pretty sure it's just one person. Basically managed to. A lot of people are speculating that they fished a Game Freak employee, and that's how they got.
That's
into,
what I saw too.
And that's how they got
Yeah.
into like all of their files. So crazy times. This is one of the biggest leaks ever. So Nintendo.
Wild.
Yeah. Crazy data breach.
Yeah, crazy.
Some real cool concept art though.
Oh, all
Especially
the
like never
concept art is so
concept art like
cool.
Pokemon Legends Arceus was really rad.
It was
Yeah,
really cool to see like the box for like the DS. Like they had all the box art. They had like Ash. Like it showed Ash like when he was first like making like his like outfit and stuff. It was really sick to see all that.
Let me see if there's anything else that really sparked my fancy here. Yeah, and there's just so much cool. It's just crazy. Just all the concept art being leaked. All the concept art that like all the scrapped ideas. I am super mad about not getting that Masuda. They call it the Masuda camera because he was the one pushing to get it in the game.
Yeah, it looked cool.
It looked really cool.
But some people point out too,
crazy.
it might have just tanked performance. Who knows?
So I have like basically like a list of like all scrapped evolution methods, an unreleased peanut Pokemon, Rhyhorn racing minigame, random unreleased Gen 6 Pokemon, alternative Mega Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur concepts,
I haven't seen
more
those.
unreleased XY Pokemon and early Mega Charizard, an in-house game engine was found, concept art, unreleased black and white Pokemon, Noyobat Mega Venusaur, more scrap. I'll put this link in the description. It's like a Reddit thing, but basically it's just like all like Blaziken on all fours. It's like it looks like he's like flying kind of.
Yeah, that's the Evo. It looks so sick, dude.
Beta cast form looks whack. But yeah,
Beta.
just the peanut Pokemon's kind of cute. I really
love
like
the peanut
Pokemon.
dragon. It looks so cool. And then apparently Mew 3.
Yeah,
Lots of stuff.
yeah,
Lots of stuff.
Pretty
Anyways,
cool.
yeah, if you guys want to go peruse all those leaks, I mean, it's literally all over Twitter. It's impossible to escape.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow. Jeez. I want to play Pokemon
Early
now.
Metagross looks terrifying.
I want to play Pokemon now. We should play Pokemon now, guys.
Fuck.
Gen 10 better bang, please.
I'm so excited.
See, you see some of the ideas, and I'm like, yeah, that would have been so cool. Why didn't we get it? You know, where it's like, wow, that would have been.
Because they know they can give you the bare minimum and you guys will still be there to buy it and love it.
You know.
Well, it's like the
I'd love if
recipe.
they found documents talking about like, hey guys, I know Scarlet Violet kind of runs terrible. It's fine.
No, where are those documents?
Yeah, like there's got to be in there somewhere, right? But yeah, so huge leak. They're calling it the freak leaks.
The freak
Apparently
leaks
that's,
is
like, the link.
crazy.
The
Apparently
PD
that's-
Pablo Freaka leaks.
But apparently it's also just because that's literally like the link to the leaked documents. They made the URL just like freak leak. But given all the other stories, this certainly has another connotation now. Sure. Just briefly, Rob and I talked about it a little bit last week, but the first episode of Dragon Ball Daima came out, and I have to say, Animation's great.
Okay.
Uh, clean. Give me some like Super Broly or Dragon Ball Super Broly vibes. Um, so they definitely cooked. Nothing like Dragon Ball Super. I mean, you get some stills of Dragon Ball Super. Like, what the fudge is this? Um,
I remember that was like the first thing that was like really bad about Super was like the animation, and everybody hated it.
It was pretty mid.
I'm, yeah, I didn't like hate it, but like, it definitely wasn't. It could have been better. It didn't take away though much. I'm like, it's whatever. But Dragon Ball Diamond is pretty crazy. We'll see where the story goes. Um, yeah, it looks really cool. Um, we also had the news. I can't remember if this came out before Rob and I recorded the last episode, but 343 Studios is just rebranded to Halo Studios. A new us. Now, granted, they did replace like all the upper management, like the three big heads or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, which is the most important part. The name doesn't so much mean much, but actually changing the people who've been running it for like 10 years and I mean,
Yeah.
clearly something's got to change. Um, and they announced they're switching to Unreal Engine 5, which for them is hopefully good because they're spending less time trying to figure out and make their own engine. They can get people onboarded sooner. Uh, and in the case of like, I don't know, Infinite, if they want to do another games as a service, maybe they'll have things to make it a games as a service and updates. But they also mentioned like while we're working on all this stuff, you're not going to see or hear from us for probably years. So
Which I'm
cool,
cool with.
but
Like,
yeah, hopefully they make something good. Um,
I don't
but
know,
at
dude.
this
Like,
point, they've really sort of just dragged our boy John through the
sadly,
mud.
like the arena shooter kind of genre that we loved is kind of like not a thing
Dead as
anymore.
hell.
So yeah, so like what they're gonna have to lean into is like the big team battles, the zombies, like, but also give us the fun little part where we can go and be like competitive, quote unquote, if you will. Like they're gonna have to really focus. I think you're gonna see like Halo Reach with the level of like Forge and like all the kind of custom games, and I think you'll see that almost like a Roblox or a Fortnite menu where it's like, "Oh, you can join this little portal and you'll be transformed to like a zombies map with this many players," type of thing. I
And
think
then can I
that's what
grind
you'll
out
see
Halo
Halo.
bucks?
Something like that. You'll see, I don't know. I'm not very uh as a Halo fan, my heart
Not
has been
bullish.
broken. Yeah, I'm not bullish on anything Halo, but since probably Reach, and that was even pretty bad.
Well,
Uh
I don't know if you saw it. Speaking of leaks, there was one that came out, but apparently a couple years ago, it was like 2 or 3 or something. Certain Affinity was working on a Halo Battle Royale. And apparently they had it working pretty well, and Certain Affinity or whatever, like, the people who leaked or whatever said it was fun, and they were making something good. And apparently 343 nixed it, and they're like, "Nope." It's bizarre. Because, like, maybe that's what coulda helped or something. I don't know why you woulda had it and then nixed it, but, um so evidently they had something like that in the pipeline, but didn't pan out.
And like
Um,
I think it's cool moving to Unreal Engine, but I don't think it's gonna like fix what
Yeah.
no.
Halo
No,
like
100%.
that's not gonna like just
There's
like
more
fix
fundamental issues than the engine.
exactly. Like I don't even think the engine is that it's like a bad thing necessarily. But like I don't think like, oh my god, they're switching to Unreal 5, like Halo is saved. Like I think is one of the like Papega's like takes you can have if you're a Halo fan. Like there is so much wrong with Halo, and like some of it's out of Halo's control. Like arena shooters aren't the thing anymore. Like custom games is like what more people are kind of into with Halo these days. So it's gonna, I think you'll see them leaning more into the custom kind of games and the more community type thing, which can be good. But I don't think it'll be like the Halo, like where they focus on like PvP and competitive and all that kind of stuff. I think you'll see like a Roblox or Fortnite kind of feel with it.
Well, speaking of other games that, maybe didn't come out as well, and we're hoping they'd land it and fix it, by Todd Howard's, own words, essentially in version of this. Like, a game isn't, determined by how well it comes out, it's how well it becomes, which sums up pretty much what they're trying to do, and essentially just saying, "Hey, it might be bad, even though we've been working on it, we'll fix it." Like, that really instills some confidence, and he said that about Starfield, and so, first DLC came out, Shattered Space. People were waiting.
Oh,
They'd been hyping it up, Bethesda, saying, it was also closer or, like, more in regards to some of their better DLCs they've ever had, and people were excited, and they're like, "This'll fi" people are like, "This is it. You're gonna take feedback. This is gonna fix it." It's getting dogged on. Spoilers.
oh. I was like, is it a good time
Um,
to jump into Starfield? Like, I've
no.
been kind of like maybe waiting.
No, yeah, apparently it fixes almost nothing. Um, if really any like, it doesn't change anything. The actual size of the DLC, I guess, is pretty small, like, what it offers. Um, and yeah, it's just more of what Starfield was rather than innovating or iterating, and going where people were hoping it would. So, also, again, doesn't instill confidence, um, because then I forget who it was, but it was one of the lead designers or somebody, like, working on Elder Scrolls 6 and is up there, and Bethesda made a quote saying something like, "If we've learned anything, it's that people really want Elder Scrolls 6." And
Oh,
what's crazy is the
Me.
my hopes or
true.
well, the bar I'm setting for Elder Scrolls 6 right now is so low. I mean, like, are they even gonna
No.
innovate on anything? I mean,
I'm gonna be honest, dude. I don't need any innovation. Just give me Elden Ring or not Elden Ring, Elder Scrolls, and just make it a little prettier, make it a little bigger, and just kind of the same
there's
kind of
mods for
stuff.
that. I mean,
Random caves. I'm in. I'm in.
see, that wouldn't do it for me.
Dragon shouting. Sure. Like I'll do it all. Like I don't really care.
We might get Elder Scrolls 6 in, like, 4 to 5 years. So, if after, what, 18 years, the game is barely different than the one we got before, I'm gonna be upset.
That is crazy to think though.
Gaming has come a
18
long
years.
way. Yeah. Um, because it like, that's the crazy thing too, they announced it 6 years ago, still, like, they haven't worked on it, like, at all, really. They even mentioned
What was it
until
like the in
Starfield.
development one where it was like, is that the one you're referring to where like it was like just a cut and it was like Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls now in development?
Yeah, and by that, I mean, it's just like, we will be making it, and then
It's
'cause
like
they
we all
mentioned,
knew you were making it.
like, it was pre-production, like, it'll be that way until Starfield is out. So, at this point, I mean, probably not even a year of, whatchamacallit, production and whatnot, so, I don't know, it's just like, with how they hyped up Starfield and their first new IP and all the things, and then the DLC, it's just like, the sights they're setting and the expectations, I mean, literally, like, to be like, "It's not how a game is on release, it's how it would." No, the game should make a good like, Fallout 76, even though people, who play it now swear by it and say it got better, doesn't matter, though. I mean, all like, your first impression. It shouldn't be like, "Oh, new Bethesda game, guess it's out. It's kinda mid. Hey, we'll just wait, though, and it'll get better." It shouldn't have to be that. So my belief in Bethesda is certainly wavered, and we'll have to wait to see with Elder Scrolls, but yeah, I mean, we're talking next console cycle probably at this point, right? Next gen, and again, almost like 2 decades since the one before, so I would hope there's some major
It's
innovation and upgrades and, like but that's the thing too, is that they're almost like yeah, it almost seems like people have too high of expectations. It'd be crazy to meet those, right? Like
well, like it's so funny. Like 10 years ago, you look at like companies like Bungie, Blizzard, Bethesda, like they could do no wrong in gamers' eyes. Like those were like they were like, this is the best. Like anything that they do is
Not just,
great.
I mean, not just them too. Like Ubisoft at like the apex of the 2010s, people were like, "Whoa!" Like Ubisoft is gonna be leading the charge in
Yeah.
next gen games, and then in just like 5 more years, five or you got a cat behind you, in just like
it's a
6 or 7 more
ghost.
years, like just how quickly that they fell from grace. It just how quickly things can change, man. Oh,
Uh,
Bethesda.
well, thanks, Epic. This is all your fault.
Thanks, Epic, who made the
We'll
biggest
find a way to blame you.
fucking one of the biggest Western games of all time.
Yeah. How dare
It's
they?
got to be like the biggest at this point.
Um, it's definitely It's definitely pretty much always in the running for most popular culturally.
Maybe argue Minecraft. I don't know.
I would say if Fortnite
I think
is
Good
kids
point,
these
though.
days are
Maybe
playing
Fortnite.
Fortnite way more than Minecraft.
I would say
Like,
Fortnite. I would say Fortnite has pretty much literally always been, especially the past couple of years, in the top 5. Like top 5.
Minecraft is.
Top
I'm
5.
saying culture. Minecraft has like 7,
Yeah.
8 years on it or whatever.
Yeah, but Fortnite
True.
culturally, Fortnite is one of those rare games that has really like grabbed the normie culture in a way that, like, more specific titles maybe have
I mean,
not.
Thor default danced after fighting Thanos. It's
Yeah, so
the world we live in.
Fortnite may not always be the biggest game player base wise, but like culturally, that game is.
There's
It's done something
1.7
crazy
million players on right now.
on PC.
Well, and that might just be the battle royale.
Yeah, that's just on PC probably as well.
Because they have all the other modes too, and it's insane. A lot of people still playing it. Yeah, is the moral of the story though.
Yeah.
That game's not dying anytime soon. One of the healthiest player bases in gaming today, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's doing all right.
It ain't struggling. And also the fact that it had a little bit of a lull for a while and then just came back stronger than ever post COVID is.
One thing though is we say lull. I think it was also just it just wasn't post like we didn't see as much in
yeah,
but people were
exactly.
still playing it.
It was still a
It
massive
just wasn't
game.
the cultural phenomenon.
It was still a massive game. It just wasn't as. I don't know, dude. Fortnite
buzzed
is
about or something.
Fortnite's just it. I don't know how epic.
It was still just low key the biggest thing.
We none of us play Fortnite, but like it's even if you're someone who fucking hates
Speak
Fortnite,
for yourself.
I'm cranking right now.
it did not look like you were flossing when you started that. But like even though we don't play it, it's like it's impossible to deny how Fortnite has changed the landscape of games. And also embarrassing the meta, because meta's like, we're gonna make the metaverse, and it's like it's called Fortnite, man. Like, what are you doing? Silly Mark Zuckerberg. What I did want to ask about,
Yeah.
maybe like a quick 5-minute tangent, Mr. Fruit, because I wasn't here last week. How fucking hype is Sparking Zero for you right now?
Oh, it's so much fun. We even got Robin on it.
Really?
I lost 29 games in a row and I still was having fun.
That's my goat.
It ended up selling something crazy like
3 million,
3 million
copies in
copies in the first
24 hours. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which obviously is most for a like fighting game or anime game ever, but also I mean just for most games that's crazy. And just goes to show one how just massive the Dragonball IP is, although like pretty much everybody could have told you that. But how much people love the game and how faithful it is and how silly it is, regardless of the fact like I'd learned, Rob, for instance, that that Brawly, the Super Brawly, his sparking thing turns out it's unblockable. So that's why
the
like,
mouth thing, like
yeah. So that's why if you're just on my screen essentially, and then I ult, you're getting hit. And so is like the father son Kamehameha with Team Gohan. I didn't realize. And there's a lot of these things where they just don't care about balance. It's just the fact that it's more canon, or like it should just be this strong. And
it should just be this strong.
It's like that's not fair, and it's sort of like, yeah.
That's what I love. That's what I love about sparking games, and why people were like, "This is going to be a joke competitively," and it's like, no one's taking this game seriously competitive, my guy. Yeah, literally, it's literally just a fun party game, dude. Like, be so for real. Like sparking is like what Smash Bros should be, or like the.
I wasn't expecting like I'm seeing this at Evo next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we not?
Absolutely not. That game is.
We never see arena
busted beyond. Yeah.
I don't think we would.
Not that like it's what Smash should be, but it's like it's sparking, and the Tenkaichi games in general are exactly what Sakurai wants in a fighting game. Just a silly, dumb party game that you play with your friends. It's stupid. It's deeply unbalanced, but it's really fun and goofy.
There might be a world where Evo's just like, we do this 1 year. So many people would show up. Maybe they're like,
that's true.
Yeah, right?
That's
like
true.
that's what I'm thinking. Like,
do it'd be really interesting to see what the competitive looks like though.
Just throw it in like a side category or something. Like do some pick bands, you know, like I think it'd be kind of
Of the
fun.
180 something.
Get like
I'd
a
be in
Chiaotzu
Goku
1v1
1,
tournament.
3, 7, 9. Yeah, and then like just some here
But
like are just
what I thought was cool is like say you start off as like Goku like base form, you can get to Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3, right? And then like keep going all the way up till you're like Super Saiyan God, right?
no. So
Oh, you
some of them
can't.
limits. So like if you pick like Z Goku, you can get up to Super Saiyan 3. But then you need
Okay.
to pick like Dragon Ball or Goku Super, and he'll be base. But then you can go base to just like God, Blue, and then I think Ultra Instinct is his own thing, unmastered, mastered. So it's not like any Goku can just go all the way.
Oh, okay.
But there are still ones where it's like Goku's like, well, he's just 4 forms
I
different.
just love when the fight starts, everyone just charges. Like it's not like,
Yeah. Let me do my thing, man. We're all here for flashy nonsense.
yeah, that game. This episode of the GG Over Easy's podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Halloween lets us have fun with what scares us, but what about those fears that don't involve zombies and ghosts? Like fears like self-deprecation, fears of abandonment, all things that therapy can help with. And that's where BetterHelp steps in. BetterHelp showed me and gave me the tools to help me with my fears. They were very professional, they listened to me. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at no additional charge. Overcome your fears with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/GG today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG to get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this podcast.
You missed some. It's been days. Where have you? Oh my god.
All right. Rob immediately was like,
Interstellar.
yeah, that game was just so. And then I was like, oh,
I said there's not many games I could go 3-29 in and still have fun.
It's
Like,
just, I mean, it's just a fun, goofy game. I remember it being, that's
I'd
exactly
love
how I
to
remember as a
watch you
kid.
and Christian play it.
Well, I think the funny thing too is like I was Master Roshi and you were the monkey mode Vegeta, the great ape. And there's just parts where like, you just couldn't even hit me because I was so low to you. Or certain fights where like Whis and Ultra Instinct Goku, they just stand still. You can't hit them with normal attacks. It's like
You don't
that's
even
not
have to like
balanced.
push a button. Like,
Yeah, literally, if you take your hands off, you're not going to get hit if they're only trying to hit you with basic attack. So
and I still lost.
it's just a cool, like almost love letter. And there's so many different things, so many different characters.
Blue, can
Yeah,
you
it's
and Mr.
cool.
Fruit play it? I want to see that.
I would love to.
Kyle can.
I would love to play. Actually, I do have it on PC now that I'm thinking about it. Soon. I'm off all weekend, baby. I'm off Saturday and Sunday.
Oh yeah. We need to find time to do the dungeon too.
We
I heard the
do.
Destiny dungeon is sick.
I do want to
Have
play
you
it.
seen anything?
I haven't like done research on it, but I have watched plenty of the dungeon.
Yeah, I haven't done anything on it or watched it because I want to go in blind.
Dude, it seems pretty fun. I'm a little out of Destiny right now. I logged in. I have played quite a bit this season to get the new exotic for Warlock, which looks
I was gonna
cool.
say I did see you had 27 hours recently.
Yeah,
which is pretty low for you.
Pretty low for me. I just really wanted the new Warlock exotic, so I just grinded Cryptarch to get that leveled up, and now I have the new exotic, and then I haven't touched it in a couple days. So
yeah, I was playing it the other day, and they had this new kind of like tonic thing that like it's basically like buffs and potions and stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty standard like busy work for Destiny, but I
didn't hate it.
I know
Like,
a lot
I
of
was
people.
doing it,
A lot of people
didn't
are
hate it.
yeah. A lot of people don't like it, but I actually didn't mind the tonics. I do like things like having gameplay effects, like actual gameplay effects that you like activate versus like the other stuff, which is just like, hey, play for a week and get like a vendor upgrade. It's like boring. Fuck
Yeah.
that shit. So yeah, this is cool. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
New Destiny season's pretty all right. I've been playing a lot of it. I played a lot of it for a week and then I fell off. But it's cool. It is kind of crazy that the story for the whole season was the equivalent of like an hour, hour and a half. Pretty crazy. Crazy bad. The new exotics are really fun though. I really enjoyed them. I do like that Onslaught finally got an update and is really like has the new maps and stuff. I love Onslaught. I'm glad that they.
Is that the Horde mode?
Yes.
Okay.
So I like that they're actually going back and updating an old mode to be, you know, compatible with the new seasons. That is really sick. I love Onslaught. I've been waiting for something like Onslaught for a long time. So the fact that it, you know, they haven't just abandoned the activity like they do every other thing is really nice.
Yeah.
I also don't think they have the manpower to be abandoning activities anymore. So maybe, you know, maybe a pro and a con of unfortunately Bungie being greedy. Yeah, new season's cool. I enjoy it. I think it's fine. I am looking forward to the new dungeon, but you know, I mean, it's like Dado says every single time a new season comes out, it's more Destiny. And I think for a lot of people, I think this is also like one of the lowest, you know, like player based surges for a new season, and I think actually ever. So, and that's just how it is. I think for a lot of people, Final Shape was like a lot of people like because Final Shape was really good. Whether Final Shape was good or bad, I think a lot of people were just at peace with being like, well, that was fun. I think I'm moving on. Which, you know, I respect those people. I love Destiny, so I'll probably come back as long as they do make content every once in a while. So
I will say this. I'm currently playing a far superior MMO called Final Fantasy XIV.
I saw everyone. My schedule has been so shit that I haven't been able to like hop in and be like, yay, my internet pooped out again. Fuck. Oh, I'm back. Let's go.
Yeah, you're good. We hear you. We've heard you.
Yeah, I've heard we see you and we hear you.
You're validated.
You're valid. Everyone's been sending me like clips of you like having a good time, and my schedule's been so bad I haven't been able to like hop in and be like, hey Rob, it's me. Which makes me really sad.
Final Fantasy God.
Yeah,
that's all right. I mean, like everyone's been asking me if I'm like having fun with Final Fantasy 14, and I will say this: it's like every MMO grind ever. Like it's all like, oh, go to this place. Oh, go to this place. It literally feels like I'm doing New World quests, just in a prettier place, and like with like prettier things around and funnier mounts around.
The game is pretty funny. The game is also pretty. Oh, I was gonna say, while I have you here, did someone finally get you to switch to Legacy camera?
Yeah, I think I'm on Legacy. I think Very has me on Legacy.
Okay, cool.
Who's in the chat right now?
Cool, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Papa bless.
But I mean, yeah, the game is fun. I'm learning like combos and stuff, and like pressing control and doing my combos. It's fun. I like the forward and back song on a mount that Very has me on.
Forward and back.
Yeah, like now. I can't see how the game can be fun when you get to those moments of like really cool like raids and stuff like that, the things I see you doing. So it's really hard for me when people are like, dude, you're playing Final Fantasy. Like, do you love it as much as I do? And it's like, okay, dude, like I'm doing like a quest right now where I'm talking to a person and then / dancing in front of them, and then I get 5,000 XP for that.
Yeah, right? I'm delivering potatoes to some fucking dude named Skittlefuck Dumbcuck. Like I don't know who the fuck.
Like
I'm just doing fetch quests and shit. And wait, how far in you right now? Also, like how, like what?
I think I'm like level 35.
All right.
And I think probably like 40 or 30% through AAR or whatever that's called.
ARR is the worst. It is the worst of
I
it.
have to play all the way up to at least, so I have to complete at least Shadowbringers right now. At this point.
My
I have to complete at least Shadowbringers.
Rob,
and then if we hit another
subs,
goal, then it's like I had to at least complete the MSQ. So.
Rob subs, I fucking
and what I'm
love
doing,
you.
And what I'm doing too is like I'm not like MMO time. Let me play Final Fantasy for 12 hours a day. I'm basically doing like every other day. I'll do like 4 or 5 hours. I'll get on, do a little bit of questing, hang out, have a nice little morning in the stream, and then when I'm like, all right, I feel like I'm done questing and doing all this stuff, I'll just play like another game after that.
No, I love.
Like if I if I tried to kill myself with it, I would end up hating the game
Yeah.
and like not
Yeah.
wanting to play it.
No,
And
100%. Don't do what Dado did.
what level is he? Is he all done? Like,
Dado
where did he finish?
is level 90.
Oh, okay.
But Dado, like,
He hasn't logged on in forever, huh?
he isn't logged on. Dado also treated it like a content game. That's what Dado also treated it like Dado treated it like a hype stream game that is like, I don't know how to describe it. Dado just had like an expectation where like the game was going to get like be pulling like crazy viewers, but the game only pulls crazy viewers like if you actually like pay attention to the main story to like a certain degree. And so Dado was just skipping everything, and then we were just like, dude, if you're gonna like if you don't want to play through it, like this isn't stream content that like the type of stream content you're looking for with like D2. I love Dado Death, by the way. He already knows how I feel on this. And I was like, dude, just skip it. And then Dado would start skipping things, but then he would start watching cutscenes and would be like, dude, just skip. If you want to do endgame, just skip it, my brother in Christ. So Dado ended up burning himself out because he ended up doing like the entirety of like the 100-hour story without being like, God, I just don't want to play the story, but people want me to play the story. And it's like, dude, if you don't start playing the game how the fuck you want to play it, then I'm going to kick you in your fucking dick and ball sack. Anyways, Dado burned himself out because he played it like a full-time job. And it was like, nice, Dado, I hate you.
And that's what I don't want to do. But I've been having like a decent time with it. It's fun. Like, I mean, it's just like every other MMO when you're leveling up. So it's hard for me to like give my whole kind of
100%.
But in about a year, when I get to where you're at, like we'll know.
Hey, I'll wait for you to get to that year mark. Yeah, I mean, story like story content wise, like gameplay wise, it is every other MMO.
I have skipped every story thing. I don't know what is happening. I don't know anything.
And if you're just vibing, that's how you play 14. Just vibe and take it at your own pace. That's how you do it.
Yeah. The
combat does get better as time goes on. The story does actually start getting kind of interesting. But like right now in AOR, yeah, there's nothing going on, man. You can start picking the story in Heaven's Ward.
I don't get how like new players play that game too, because like when we were making like the sub goals, it was like, okay, we'll start with AAR and then we'll go to the shadows or to storm something, and then after that should be Shadowbringers, and then after that MSQ. It's like, okay, like what is like I don't get like what is that like normally the order you play the game through?
So it's all MSQ, and the MSQ is all one linear line, so it's not like you can do things in different order. Quest. Yeah, so it's all MSQ, all main story quest. It goes from ARR to Heavensward, to Stormblood, to Shadowbringers, to Endwalker, and then now Dawn Trail.
Okay.
But the devs have talked about how they wanted to have a new starting point for new players, because going through essentially 200 hours of story is going to be very daunting for new players to do. So what they're probably going to do here, like this like sometime this X-Pack or next X-Pack is like have a new starting point, like after Endwalker, which is where, I just finished the game, like, the most recent content for that was just a year ago. So we'll see how it goes. The devs are always trying to find like new ways to make the game easier for new players to get into it. So, hopefully it'll be a little easier. Now, I will say,
having a decent time.
I will call out someone in this chat who is a Patreon and who is a well-respected community member and artist. Everyone in Fruit Nation knows him. Mike retweeted a bunch of really cool Final Fantasy 14 art, and now he has to play the game. If you're an artist who is retweeting Final Fantasy 14 art like it's going out of business, you have to play the game. Anyways, that's just it. That was my call out for this podcast.
Yeah, that was, so that's my Final Fantasy 14 playthrough. And if you guys want to watch me ever play it, I'm streaming it in the mornings, I think like Monday and like Wednesdays. But yeah, it's been
I'm so excited to see Rob. I'm so excited to finally meet Rob in game 2 because I've been so busy.
I'm a hot looking arcane guy.
That's fucking right.
No, I'm a hot looking guy.
That's fucking right.
Is there anything else we wanted to touch on before some Q&A? I don't know. I forgot what we had on that list.
Talk about Destiny Rising.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk
my
about the
God.
phone part of it. We
Why
talked
does
about
it
the
look?
dungeon a little bit.
Why does
We all
Destiny
have phones.
Rising look more fun than D2 right now?
Well, also it's all smoke and mirrors right now. We'll see how it actually plays.
Okay, you know why it's
For
going to
mobile.
be a little more fun for
Yeah,
me?
I
Is
was like,
because
is that on an iPhone 20?
you want to know
Like,
why?
I
You want to
just-
know why it looks more fun to me? Is because they actually have a third-person camera option. I've been waiting for that shit in D2 for like 8 years. Just have it in PvE. No one has to play third-person PvP unless it's a specific mode. I want third-person D2. God damn it! I've been waiting for 10 years. I love third-person shooters, and they clearly have the engineering and like base camera setup to do it because everyone's always doing third-person glitches and like there's a whole third-person
I guess I never thought of that.
there's a whole third person action camera set up for the game to work. So I hate it. I'm glad that we're finally getting a third person version of Destiny in Rising. But Rising looks really cool. It looks really stylized. It looks just like really even more goofy and fun than like D2 already kind of has been lately. I'm really curious on what you guys thought of the reveal.
Warlocks get a Void Reaper scythe thing. That's cool.
What's so funny is I hadn't played Destiny so long that like I didn't know what was new. It's like I was like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think they have. I was like, the warlock pulled a scythe out, and I was like, they can do that in Destiny too, right? Like that's not new. I was like, surely they wouldn't show something that's in the phone game that's not in the base game, right? Well, no, apparently not.
Yeah, no, there's like a new weapon or something. They sort of had like some sort of a giant heavy cannon thing. But
The armor
otherwise,
looked
I
cool.
mean, yeah, and it looked flashy. But it's just a matter, okay, well, how does it actually play? More importantly, it's NetEase or Nexon. What are the microtransactions? How egregious are they? They're gonna be there.
Here's my next question.
What's the pull rate on shacks? You know, is it 0.0001% out of every
And
engram?
can you
or
romance NPCs?
How do you stream phone games?
you just plug them in? You can, like just like you would capture card or anything else, you can plug it into a capture card, or you can even like AirPlay it or
so like iPhone to HDMI, and then I put the HDMI and
yeah, I have that something.
I was like, I just don't know
Yeah,
how
good.
like capturing
Yeah, I mean,
mobile like is that what it is?
So yeah, I'll check it out.
We
But I
got to
don't
make
know,
a Dream Team video in it.
I'm definitely
that'd
done.
be something.
Like,
I'm
we
gonna have to
have
get.
to.
I'm gonna have to get a new phone for it because my old iPhone X is stuttering along to play that. It's not gonna happen for me.
Well, we'll see if it ends up working with like emulations, like BlueStacks.
Or like
or,
BlueStacks.
Oh, you're
yeah, whatever.
right. BlueStacks would go
The other
hard
one.
with that.
If it would, that would be interesting to see. But it could be the greatest thing since sliced bread. But like, I just don't sit down to play things on my phone.
I don't
No,
either.
same.
And I probably never will.
If,
Well,
So
see a Destiny Rising on like a Switch, count me the fuck in. I would be playing that all the time.
the phone
it's
would run
hard-
it better though. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, that's true.
well, because like when I'm playing a game on the phone, it's normally like a 5 to 10 minute spurt. Like it's not like I'm looking for something that's like like a Marvel Snap, like something that I could start, I
Oh,
know it
snap.
has a finish, and then I'm done. Now I feel like with the Destiny one, it feels like, well, like if you're gonna be doing Vault of Glass, strap in. You're gonna be the couch for 2.5 hours.
Well, we just don't yet know what gameplay loop looks like. Because the other thing too is, from my understanding, Bungie did very little with this. I mean, it's almost all Nexon or NetEase, whatever, whichever
NetEase.
it is. NetEase. I think I mixed it with
And that's
Nexon.
China. That's why people don't
Yeah.
like that too. It's China.
Well, it's not the fact it's a Chinese company. It's just that their track record.
They're predatory. Yeah, they're very predatory.
Yeah.
In terms of
Um,
microtransactions and all that kind of stuff.
so it looks cool, and I think most of the stuff Bungie did was just like continuity with the IP or brand or helping with certain decisions.
Almost like, yeah, you
that,
can
or-
use it type of shit.
I think it was just more or less making sure it doesn't stray so much that it like it has a Destiny name, but people are like, "What the fudge is this?" Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the trailer; it looks like Destiny. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see just how it all handles and stuff. But I mean, if it comes out and it's good, I love that for
Did it
people
have
who
a
wanna play
release
it.
date?
I don't they mentioned, like, a closed alpha you can sign up for, but next year, maybe? I don't
Mm.
know. I don't think they had a release date, though. We'll see, and if it's good, maybe it brings some new people into the thing, but that's what I'm wondering, if it brings in people on mobile, will then anybody be like, "Okay, well, now let me boot up my PC and try out the other Destiny?" Like, I don't know how much cross-pollination there would be.
Probably a little bit, but I don't feel like a ton. I feel like mobile gamers are kind of stuck in their ways and love gaming on mobile. So like
I'm stuck in my ways and, like, not playing on mobile, so I'm the opposite, yeah, so I
that's
get
why I
it.
won't download Balatro, because I will literally be on my phone forever.
I did download it, but just for the flights. Um, Still just
Did it
can't really
work well?
sit there and do anything.
Were you able to account transfer? So like all your progress on Steam, were you able to get it on your phone? That was like my biggest worry.
I don't think so.
Yeah, then I
I guess
won't
I'd have to
download it.
look, 'cause
Because
I
I literally
haven't.
have like all the decks done, most gold decks, most of the challenges are done. I think I have like the last 4, which are so hard. Um, so like if I can't transfer that, nah, I would never.
I mean, I guess I'd look. I didn't see it, but maybe it's there. I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe it is
But I
somewhere.
also didn't have that much. Like, the only thing I had was I had every deck on Steam, and, like, I beat gold stake or what highest stake with one of them, and so but I'm like,
Mhm.
whatever."
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, so that was Destiny Rising. Do we have any
That's like
Q&A
my
we wanna
like
hit up?
I'm in a depression hole game. Like, okay, I'm not doing anything today. Let me throw up Balatro and play for 16 hours.
Something light.
Uh Q&A today. Uh let's start with oh no, we did that one. Space says favorite female villain in a movie or game. Shigo.
Shigo, oh my god.
Now, I
Shigo,
think Shigo is mine because she's a very powerful woman and can
Right.
shut
kick
the
some
fuck
ass,
up.
and it
Right.
Shut the
has
fuck
nothing to
up.
do with
Shut
anything
up.
else
That oh, what a
about
baddie.
Shigo.
If you didn't get bricked up looking at Shigo as a kid,
Um,
you were like that. I think Shigo was not just the Shigo was like a lesbian awakening for a lot of girls too. Like, god damn.
Wait,
Yeah,
it was
Rob, what
favorite
the
female villain or what?
what?
It was villain or what? What was it the other
Favorite female villain in a movie or game.
movie?
Oh my god, Shigo. You say Shigo, Mr. Fruit. You know you got bricked up looking at Shigo.
I want to pick a female villain that's not because I just think they're hot, like because that's very like
Oh, I
objectification
looked
of
it
me.
up,
I
and
don't
I
even know if
guess
that's
it
the right word.
counts. I like GLaDOS.
Oh, that's a great one,
That's a
actually.
very good. That's a great one. Um, I probably do.
That or
Digo.
Witch
Kerrigan.
Witch Queen was pretty tight.
Ooh,
Witch Queen
Seventh's a
was
good
pretty
one.
cool.
Sabathoon.
My fault. That's her name.
Come on, man. She
It's
just
really
some
like.
other hived you? Wow.
Oh, there was I think there was like a Gears of War villain that was a female. I can't remember her name. I think it was like in 3 or something like that. Think of anything, Blue?
Yeah, Shigo.
Okay, hell
That's
yeah.
my fucking answer.
Golden Ghost 008 says, longtime listener, first time question asker. For everyone, have you or your significant other played through a Pokemon game together? Recently, I asked my wife to try and play Pokemon with me, and we played through Sword and Shield together. She has fallen in love with Pokemon, and now we are on our second Pokemon game together. Oh, that's cool. Unfortunately, my
What do
wife
they
is
mean
addicted to League of Legends and only plays League of Legends.
Divorce her.
I've lost my wife to league. What do they mean, like, it's one save and or, like, they're just playing side by side, like,
I think
roughly the
probably
same
playing it
progression?
together.
Or
Yeah, probably.
I mean, like, Claire and I sorted that with, like,
Or maybe playing side by side. Oh, they're in the
Crown
chat. They said
Violet.
playing side by side.
Okay. I think Claire and I did that with, like, Ultra Sun and Moon when it released.
Oh, that's so romantic.
Or, I mean,
I'm
but typically,
excited
like, Scarlet
to
and Violet, I just streamed it.
I'm excited to do that now that I live with my partner, but I haven't had that experience yet.
Pop Kurt says, longtime gooner of the pod, thoughts on the grapefruit method? Yeah, I was gonna say if that's what I think it is, and then Blue made the sound for it. Yeah,
It's actually called the grapefruit technique.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your grapefruit. I mean, hey, I think the grapefruit method of technique is great. Like if you wanna, if you're like a veteran and you want to go for that move, go for it. Like I'm all.
It's funny because the grapefruit technique is literally just, put in a little effort.
Yeah. Just act like you want to be there.
Like don't just be bouncing on it like with no effort. Like put a little elbow swap on it. Am I right, Mr. Fruit?
You've never seen have you seen the grapefruit technique method?
I'm familiar.
Okay.
Mr. Fruit's over there like, yeah, just put a little effort.
Not engaging with these gooners.
Mr. Fruit, Mr. Fruit, we know you about cream pies, all right, big guys. So
Very says Blue, favorite fight of the current tier and favorite song of the current rate tier. So to keep this in mind, this is from September 6th. So whatever was happening then.
oh, easy. Favorite fight, I actually really like M4S. And then my favorite song of the tier is definitely A Risky Bet. The second part of M4S.
MC534 says, what villain do you low-key agree with?
I mean, I always said Killmonger up until he's like, and then kill everybody.
The first half of Killmonger, for sure, is one of the most agreeable. He's one of the most agreeable villains for sure.
I like Thanos. Like, I think Thanos, like, sure, he's crazy about it, but like what he says, like, makes sense. Just, the whole like 50% thing, like, let's like, instead of it being random, let's do like old people or like dumb people, like, like.
You're so true.
I do not endorse what Rob is saying. I would just like to say, I do not claim
Rob on this one.
I do not claim the concept of mass genocide being a solution to something. I would just like to say,
yeah, but it's indiscriminate.
I'm a Thanos. I'm Thanos.
We're just accelerating, survival of the fittest. Darwin,
Exactly.
it's just sort of Gamba.
So I guess Thanos is who I agree with.
That's what Thanos should have said before. Gamba.
Gamba.
Then Thanos just disappears. I was like, oh, he lost.
He's like, fuck.
Dang it.
I shouldn't have said Gamba. I should have just like stuck with it. I shouldn't have gambled.
I don't know what villain I would agree with. I probably I think the first half Killmonger is probably the most agreeable villain I've ever seen. And then there's probably like a million villains that are like really not villainous. That I can't remember on the fly. That's a hard question on the fly. Yeah. For first half Killmonger would be mine.
Winter's Cloud says, question for all. When was the last time you spoke or heard a different language in your family? Like Rob, your dad or grandparents speaking, Blue, your Spanish family, or Fruit, maybe Claire's grandparents or family?
Nope.
All English speakers in yours?
All bunch of English over here. I mean, I got some redneck and go to Georgia.
That is like
it might as well be their language. Trying to
like
understand. Yeah, sometimes it's like, hold up, what? Got that southern drawl. I can't tell.
I don't know, man. Since my grandparents died, I haven't really heard my dad speak Spanish unless he like we're at like a Mexican restaurant or something like that. I really don't hear my dad speaking Spanish really very often anymore, as much as I used to when I was a kid. But I guess the last time I heard my dad speaking Spanish, I'm not joking. He must have been like at a restaurant. Oh no! It was at a Colombian. When I took him to the Colombian restaurant, he like ordered in Colombian and was like talking like with the other like Colombian workers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, every time I go home, or anytime I'm with my parents, I'll probably hear my parents speak a little Spanish, but definitely not as much as we used to. Like all the new generations of our family are, primarily English speaking. So,
One Lax says, "What's the hardest part about doing this podcast?"
Getting us all in the same room at the same time. Not as hard as it used to be. We're pretty good at it, but
For me, I think the hardest part for me is like the first 15 minutes before we start the podcast, where I go, holy shit, this is gonna be the first time where we start a podcast and we just sit there and not have anything to talk about or anything to waffle about. And everyone's gonna realize that
Yeah,
200 and
waffling.
something episodes into this podcast, why
We're
the fuck are they
frauds.
still listening to this podcast? And like
But
why
now
even
that's what
record
they're
this?
thinking. What have you done?
Yeah, so like the first like 15 minutes for me where I go through this like doomsday going like no one's gonna like this podcast, like we're gonna go into this podcast because we're super unprepared and don't know anything about the topics we're talking about until 15 minutes before we do so. And then as soon as we start the podcast, like it's record, like that all like goes away and it just like flows and then the podcast like goes great. So for me, that is personally like the hardest part about the podcast is the
Yeah.
personal battle I have the first 30 minutes before the podcast starts.
Yeah.
Was yours getting together, Christian? Like trying to
I got both things to talk about. Make sure we get together.
Honestly,
Or staying engaged for that long.
yeah.
I would say the hardest part of the podcast for me is unironically probably sports talk.
Okay.
I don't
have a
check
ton of
out.
sports talk. So.
I almost never fully check out of a topic, but like when it's like sports talk, I'm just like, it's like that Homelander white noise meme. Like I'm just sitting here like,
Christian, what do you think about the Dodgers Mets series?
And I'm just sitting here and like I don't want to check out, but like I absolutely check out hard when it's sports talk.
Jimmy says I was watching Mr. Fruit Space Marine 2 video. I loved it. What are your thoughts on the game? Christian and I actually beat it probably about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, the campaign. Fun.
Super
It's
fun.
wild.
Yeah, I've had a great time. It
goes
was
from
just
0
kinda,
to 100.
yeah. It reminded like because I hit up Christian, I was like, hey, I had a lot of fun playing that game. Like, you just want to like co-op and like just kind of run through it. If we beat it, we beat it, and if we don't, we don't. And it was just it felt like just one of those co-op games where it was just he was having fun, I was having fun. We're just ripping aliens apart, and it was cool.
Start out doing some bug extermination. And suddenly we're in the cosmos fighting God or something. And I'm like, what the?
Well, and then there's
Crazy.
like you said, there's like black missions or something like that where like you're space marines on the same missions you were, but like
Yeah.
it's like
But
you're doing a
adjacent.
separate thing. Yeah.
And during the main story, they're like talking about, all right, well, we'll send in another team to help you guys. They'll try and do, and then you can actually go back and play those.
Yeah.
Cool.
MC with another question says, what is your go-to date night with your spouse/partner? Shit, nowadays it's turning into, hey, will you queue League of Legends with me?
I'm saying it now. Most days,
Oh my God.
most nights it's like playing video games together or something. If we do ever do like a really nice date night, we honestly just go to like a really nice restaurant or some shit. Or there's this really sick ramen place down the street, and we'll just do that if we're just like just a free night or some shit.
Date night for Cindy and I, dinner, like a movie or something like that. But like I said, recently it's turned into just kind of, staying at home, chilling and, playing League.
Yeah, for Claire, it'd probably be Baldur's Gate 3.
Space. Oh wait, no, we had that question. Oh well, this is favorite female villain in any media.
Chigo.
Margaret Thatcher.
Oh man, piss on that bitch's grave. Not to be sexist, just her specifically.
Nah, she sucks. Margaret Thatcher.
Too broad.
Too broad.
That's tough. That is
I'm
a hard
trying.
question.
Whoa, too broad, bro? Whoa, that was.
Oh,
that
so you're just gonna say
Whoa.
broad about the question
yeah,
about
you're just saying that's
broads?
that's too female for you,
Oh,
bro?
just a bunch of broads.
Yeah, just a bunch of broads, I guess.
No.
Too broad of a question, huh?
Wait.
Show/tell about which hoodie you are. Unknown source says show/tell about which hoodie you are most excited to throw on for hoodie season. Now, I haven't made this announcement specifically because it is too damn hot still. here in Colorado. It is not chilly yet. I don't know about what it's like for you over there, Mr. Fruit. It is still hot. Like,
not hot here. Cool.
I mean, like
It's
right
not
now.
like chilly yet.
Oh, okay. I guess right now it's 56. But like
That's pretty. I would
But
say
like,
it's
okay,
hot.
but come Monday, it'll be 73. Like that's not hoodie season. So I'm having to delay this because of global warming
Probably
and
51.
all the Democrats making hurricanes and shit, and now they're doing this. Like
Yeah, they can
Maybe
change the
pushing
weather.
back hoodie season. Thanks, Democrats.
They can change the weather.
I don't know. A hoodie that
I'll go first. My favorite hoodie to put on during hoodie season is the content BlueWestlo hoodie. The content hoodies are so high quality. I'm just gonna put it out there. They are so nice. They are very nice, and I like them a lot. Just in time for Rob to leave and not hear it. But you know, it's fine. I wasn't upset.
You know what? I'll take the glaze for him. Thanks.
You're welcome, Mr. Fruit.
I don't know. I don't really wear hoodies because if I'm
if
inside
I had to pick one,
and I'm
it
wearing
would
it, I'm
probably,
too hot.
oh,
No, go for it.
if I had to pick one, it'd probably be this new orange hoodie I got from our honeymoon that Feels hooked it up with. It was it's an LEC hoodie from the LEC championships.
Very fun.
And yeah, it's very nice. It's super like big. So it's one of those ones you can like relax in type of things, and it's like really nice and good quality. Yeah, I like that hoodie, but still too hot for me to declare hoodie season, at least here. Like, I'll be real with you, I haven't been rocking hoodies outside, and when I have it, I'm like, man, I fucked up. I also really like this one. So you would think this is a Slipknot shirt, but it's actually slip neck. This is neck deep, which is one of my favorite bands. And for Halloween, they dressed up like Slipknot and named it Slip Neck.
Very
So
meta.
I love this hoodie. Well, this hoodie has like one of my favorite concepts. Okay. Let me make sure I'm not rolling over a cat. Okay. So you see, like with the pockets here, okay, looks like a
Right.
normal hoodie pocket, right?
Sure.
Nay, sir. They are one hand. So one hand only goes here, one hand goes here. So they're like individual pockets in here. When I tell you I tried so hard to find a hoodie like that for content when we originally started doing that, and they couldn't find it. So like I don't know where they got this hoodie, but like I love the split hoodie pockets.
Why do you
Like-
like that more than the single?
Because I fidget with my hands in the pockets. You know, I keep touching my hands together. And like you get more warm when it's individual in here. You know, when it's together, it's like I got two cold hands touching each other now. I don't like that.
I don't know.
Right,
I definitely prefer the kangaroo pouch.
Interesting.
It's just a lot better. Just having one singular pouch just makes me feel a lot more at ease.
We'll do last question here. Actually, we'll do two. Pop Kurt says, I know this isn't my original question, but I can't remember where it came from. Would you rather eat a dick and sit on a cake or eat a cake and sit on a dick?
Eat cake and sit on a dick.
Would you rather eat a dick and sit on a cake or eat a cake and sit on a dick?
So I'm eating the cake and sitting on the dick.
Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but
I'm not eating a dick.
I'm already ahead of
Disgusting.
yeah, I don't know
I
how
don't
to tell
care
you
if I
this.
got a little colonoscopy or something. There's no shot.
I don't know how to tell you this. These both sound pretty great.
That's a Wednesday for Blue. Like, just a
I'm
Wednesday.
literally, when he says you eat a dick, he's talking about like fork and knife.
No one's doing that, Mr. Fruit. I
Well, then
appreciate.
why would he say?
I
eat
appreciate.
with
I
the cake?
appreciate the purity
make
of your
sense.
response.
I
I
mean,
really do.
I
If you're
would think
eating the
literally eat a
cake
dick
and
as
then you
well.
swap, you'd be eating the dick.
Bro, I'm finna eat that.
'Cause that's you're swapping.
I would say the easier thing is absolutely, and my preference for sure is eat a dick and sit on a cake because that's easy.
Well, see, I'm thinking you're literally eating dick.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
Kinda.
gonna.
so where I'm
with
coming
Christian,
from,
I'm
I'm
eating
coming
on
from,
the
I'm
cake,
thinking of
sitting on the
sucking
cake.
dick and cock is what you're.
No,
I mean, if that's it, yeah, I'd rather suck, but not like if it's like you gotta down like ingest that into your stomach.
This is a pretty
No,
homophobia
not happening.
laced question. So obviously they didn't want to say they didn't want to say suck dick and cock because that would be too gay. So it's very clearly about sucking and slurping it up.
I mean, technically, if you're being technical about it, both are like an act of homosexuality because you're sitting on a dick and then you're gonna eat a dick
Yeah,
right away.
exactly.
So either way, so I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna get some pleasure out of this. I'm gonna sit on the dick and eat a cake.
That is where your prostate is.
Yeah, let me get a little something out of this.
Yeah, let me
You
get
deserve it.
serviced. That is full service. Damn near a car wash.
420 Barry B. Benson
That's crazy.
says, "Hey guys, long time listener, first time asker. Did you guys get to play TXKO Alpha Lab? If so, what did you think and who was your main?"
You mean 2x?
2XKO.
Whatever. It's the fucking worst name
The
ever.
name still sucks.
It is the worst name ever.
I did not. No, I didn't actually get time. But
I played
got me
like
in.
two.
I didn't
Yeah.
get time.
I played 2 games and I was Echo both games and I got ran and I wasn't having fun, so I got off.
I know it's
suck
gonna be
at
like
fighting
Fighter
games,
Z.
so don't
Yeah.
take like my word because I've always been bad at fighting games. So
That's why it's like, ooh, demo or beta. I'm like, bro, I gotta wait till full release where there's like they have fully fleshed out tutorials and then training and bots so that I can like just learn. Because yeah, that even though I played a little bit of Fighter Z, yeah, the traditional two or like side scrolling fighting games are still like a foreign language to me. So looking forward to it though.
did you get to play it at all, Blue?
I haven't played yet. I've had opportunities to, but I've just been too lazy to go play it.
Well, that'll do it for the GG Over Easy podcast episode. This one. Thank
69.
you guys all for chilling and hanging
My
out today. We really appreciate it. Make sure you guys check out the Patreon, support us. It helps out a ton. You have no idea. Please like the video, comment, do all the things that boost the podcast on the algorithm.
Eat it or
and shit.
sit on it, whichever you
Yeah,
prefer.
whatever you prefer. We don't judge. Thank you guys all for listening. We'll catch you next week. See ya.
Doses.